speaking to you from beautiful Philadelphia. There is a technique you can use no matter what kind of art you make that can always give a boost to your artwork. I'm talking about a technique that serves a purpose, and it so pervasively serves this purpose in artwork that if artwork never did anything else, if it didn't entertain, if it all the other reasons that we enjoy art, if it served this one purpose, it would still be a very important part of human life to make and enjoy artwork. See if you can guess what I'm talking about. Okay, let's say that you have a new job and you're driving there for the first time, and it seems to take a really long time. You know that it is going to take about 20 minutes, and it just seems to take a long time, and you know, you're well aware of road after road after road. But after you've been driving there for a few weeks, it doesn't seem to take that much time at all. And then, if you've been working at that place for a few years, one day you realize, you know, I haven't even remembered driving to work for weeks. And let's say that your new boss likes to get breakfast at the diner, and a couple of times during the week you join him. And you haven't eaten diner breakfast in a long time. And the first time you get that plate and eat it, it's delicious. You remember how amazing it is. The eggs melt in your mouth. Everything. It's just delicious. But the problem is after a few weeks of eating diner breakfast, it tastes blander. It's not as exciting. You just don't seem to enjoy it as much as you did that first morning. Can you remember how amazing it was the first time you rode a bike or drove a car? How it was just as amazing as if you just jumped up and started flying. What about something we really want to enjoy as much as we did the first time? What about a favorite song, a favorite album? And we listened to it over and over and over again, and it really compelled us for a long time. But eventually, we just couldn't enjoy it like before. And knowing that it hasn't lost whatever it had before, it doesn't affect us the same way. Even, you know, I know I have music that I won't listen to for 10 years, and I go and listen to it again, and it might compel me half as much as it did the first time, and that's only if I listen to it one time. If I listen to it, you know, more than once, it's just, I can appreciate it, but it just isn't the same at all. Okay, so what is happening here? Why do we have diminishing enjoyment and experience of those things that we experience repeatedly? Now, nobody, and I mean nobody, really knows what conscious awareness is for sure, though a great deal of people are very interested in the subject. But my thoughts on the matter is that when we are experiencing something for the first time, conscious awareness is in full effect. And so it seems to serve a purpose in helping us to learn about those new things. With the example of the new drive to work, time seems to take longer because in each millisecond we have more experience of where we are, what is happening, our sensory input, and we're more vividly aware of everything. And when that is happening, we're forming new connections in the brain, we're learning, and if we repeat that experience, that routine, that behavior of driving from home to work, it becomes a learned experience, and that activity gradually becomes offloaded from the conscious control to the subconscious control. So we gradually become more subconscious of it. To a point where we don't have to pay attention to driving to work on that route at all. Our subconscious is taking care of it almost entirely. And our conscious mind is only ready to wake up and take care of any unusual thing that might happen on the way. Whatever conscious awareness really is, one thing is for sure, it's pleasurable to be fully aware, to have a direct experience. What us humans enjoy is the feeling of being alive, and we have that feeling the strongest whenever we're presented with something new, a new task, hearing a great song for the first time, meeting someone for the first time, entering into a new period in your life. You're starting to attend such and such a place to do such and such a thing. Our senses of things dull after a while because we don't experience things that we repeat doing over and over again. It gets to a point in most people's lives where they can't remember when life was extraordinary, when life was unbelievably strange and miraculous and full of mystery and just amazing. And it can be very hard for people as they get older to even believe that at one point just ordinary life seemed amazing. So there is one service that art provides to people, which is presenting something known, something ordinary, in a new context or in a slightly different way so that it is seen again as if for the first time. So the audience gets a feeling of being aware of it, as if it appears to them in front of their eyes, as if they've never seen it before, and it can have the full impact. One thing we artists can do is that we can become aware of this effect. I see it all the time. You know, I happen to catch a little bit of a Star Trek episode, and sure enough, they put something that is ordinary in our day-to-day life and put it in a different context, and suddenly it seemed strange and extraordinary. And comedians do it a lot, where they'll take something that everyone knows and they just put a little spin on it, and all of a sudden it's brand new. It gives people the excitement of discovery. Achieving this effect is very easy to do. Let's just say that you have an old chest of drawers down in the basement or whatever, that, you know, at the house where you're living at, and you went and took that or some other piece of well-known furniture that you see every day that's so ordinary you probably haven't had a good look at it in years, and drug it outside and put it in the middle of the road. What kind of effect would that have? How would that look if you stood back from it, if you walked around, if you walked down the block and looked at it, if you took pictures of it? In that new context, it all of a sudden it's given back that magical quality, that the life we're in the middle of is still incredibly amazing. It's just that so much of it it's human nature to overlook it after a while. I think a lot of artists out there never get quite so used to living in the world the way the general population does. I think living in the world for us artists can still continue to be puzzling and a little bit of a new experience, and that's a good thing. That's something that we can focus on and search out the little mysteries that are gateways that can lead us, you know, the great mystery underlying everything. People become so used to this existence that, you know, even like gravity and the fact that we're all on this ball in outer space, and if if people contemplate it, it's so bizarre that what I feel like almost should happen is that we'll all walk around constantly amazed. Just look at this. It's incredible that we're alive, and so we can get some of that feeling, because that's a very exciting feeling, and what better way to enjoy life than to become a little bit more awake to the mystery of life. And as artists, we can serve that purpose. We can help achieve a little bit more of this for people, where we bring back some of that amazing pleasure of first experiences. I remember looking at a fiction story about the protagonist was walking along, and suddenly everyone in the city just stopped. They just froze still, and life seemed to stop. And how strange it was that these people that were completely alive were all of a sudden something other than alive. And as odd and as that is, how much stranger is that than the fact that all of us go to sleep at night? We're musicians, they can do this. They can sample some music, and they can have a couple of bars of a song that we've all heard thousands of times. We've heard it so many times. But if that put in another song, all of a sudden, wow, that little bit of song is so beautiful, so incredible, that it's almost as if we've heard it for the first time. And I suspect that just by enjoying this effect in art, it's caused my brain, and can cause brains to kind of learn how kind of get it about how subconsciously we can appreciate how there's been a little bit of a spin put on what we already know to achieve this effect, and then we find ourselves picking it up and getting the hang of it. As I make this video, I wonder, is there a name for this effect? If any of you know, please leave a comment. Okay, if you like my videos and would like to pay me back somehow, you can hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, tell friends about my videos. Also, if you would like to check out some strange alternative fiction, I'm working on a mammoth project put up in episodes, free to view at solomation.com. Please check it out if you like to leave the beaten path and find something kind of somewhere off there in the wilderness of things that are not pumped out by the mainstream. I hope you have some great art making sessions ahead, and have a good day.